Beautiful.
Tim,
What?
you're up. What?
Hello, everybody, and this is another exciting week of the
Hi.
summer blockbuster. Oh shit! We're not
Blockbuster.
starting over. We're gonna keep going. We're keeping going. It's week 8 of the summer blockbuster summer movie draft, and I don't normally say it like that, but I did this week because it's a special week. No, it's not. So, Nick, why don't you give us the rundown?
Okay.
What the fuck was that opening?
That's right. Okay. The internship, or we can do mine. For internship, $43,923,171 on a budget of $58 million for a total of negative $14,076,829.
This is the part where I tune out.
Exactly. That's. I didn't want to do the internship, but I figure screw it. This is the end is up to $95,670,810 on a budget of $32 million for a total of $63,617,810. Monsters University is up to $255,467,026 on a budget of $185 million for a total of positive $70,467,026. Grown Ups 2 added, it looks like about another 40, I believe. It's up to $101,764,582
That's disgusting.
on a budget of $80 million for a total of positive $21,764,582.
There's going to be a third.
I'm sure there will be, yeah.
Third turd.
The RIP department brought in like another $10 million. No, it brought in $12 million this week, bringing its total to a whopping, staggering,
It didn't even reach the 30.
Staggering.
Didn't even get 30.
$24,565,505
Undefeatable.
on a budget of $130 million for a total of negative $105,434,495. Only God Forgives and limited release still brought in is now up to $576,239 on a budget of $4.8 million for a total of negative $4,223,761. And The Conjuring, which brought in I think like another 40-some million this week, is up to $83,945,017 on a budget
Slamming it.
That's right, on a budget of $20 million for a total of positive $63,945,017. Bringing my total to, I'd say this, bringing my total from $11 million, I think, from last week, up to $96,059,350. And now
We'll go with that.
Something like that. It was really close to like the negatives, and now it's right back up.
Let's do something crazy and do me next instead of Tim.
Oh, let's go to the downfall.
Let's go to Jay then. Jay is at The Purge. The Purge has $64,265,620 on a budget of $3 million. It's at $61,265,620. World War Z, Jay, you'll be happy to find out, is now over its budget. It is at 100. Yeah, that's right. 100.
I'll drink to that.
That is the feat.
No,
that is the
that's not.
feat of the podcast, Jay.
I'm drinking
I've been
kefir.
drinking this entire time.
It has made $192,660,231 on a budget of $190 million for a total of positive $2,660,231.
I'm in the lead.
for beating World War Z, Jay, you're a winner in my eyes.
And a loser in mine.
What's shocking though is the movie I didn't expect you to be winning on or having the most is The Heat.
No
The
way.
Heat so
Totally
far,
expected that.
I did not expect it to do
It's
Yeah.
getting
this
great
well,
reviews.
though. I didn't expect it to do this well. It has made $141,309,408 on a budget of 43 for a total of positive $98,309,408.
More than This Is the End.
Yeah. Okay.
Fucking, I could have done so good if it wasn't for these two other movies.
You added another one this weekend, Jay.
I know.
have-
Wolverine will come back. Keep going.
You have The Lone Ranger, which made another $5 million this weekend.
I saw
is-
your Facebook posting about Shat. I'm like, oh my god.
You're at $85,321,430 on a budget of $215 million for a total of negative $129,678,570.
Woo!
Pacific Rim underperformed once again and brought in and now has $84,189,565 on a budget of $190 for a total of negative $105,810,435.
It's doing good worldwide. Just so everyone knows.
We don't care.
It's a success, just not domestically
Suck
because
it.
people here are stupid.
Suck it.
All right, then you have last week's opener, Turbo, which brought in, I think, like around $10 million this weekend. It's at $56,183,245 on a budget of $135 million for a total. of negative 78,816,755.
They had to have been on acid to come up with that movie. Just, dude, what if snails could go like fast and was
They
voiced
get
by
points though, Jay, because it's got Paul Giamatti.
and Ryan? Oh, they had Paul.
Yeah, Paul Giamatti.
And Ben Schwartz. I like Ben Schwartz.
Still,
And
just
your new movie this weekend, Jay, Wolverine, which brought in on its opening weekend 53,113,752 on a budget of 120 million for a total of negative 66,886,248.
it'll probably pull World War Z and make at least just 2 million positive.
It'll
No,
slowly
no, no.
creep up
No,
to it.
Jay-
It got an A- cinema score, so I'm sure it'll get something good.
Jay, Wolverine will not make it to 120 million. It
You're
will.
full of shit. You just know all the time with my movies. It will not.
It will not. But I'll tell you, I do expect it to hit the 100 million mark. The
What
120
happened with
million,
Wo-
I don't know.
With the World War Z, what happened there? That hit.
What do you mean?
What's
What
going
happened
on?
there?
It had a good story.
I knew it was going to
that-
hit all along. I knew it would make its money back.
Bullshit!
Yeah.
You're so full of
Go
crap.
back to the podcast and listen. It don't lie.
Oh my god.
And now we'll get to Tim's numbers before we continue to berate Jay and his Wolverine. Tim, Man of Steel is topped out pretty much at 286,807,505 on a total of budget 225 million for a total of 61,807,505. The Bling Ring is at 5,726,447 on a budget of 8 million for a total of negative 2,273,553. White House Frown brought in another like couple thousand.
Yeah.
It is
Brought
at
in 2 nickels.
it is at 70,638,617 on a budget of 150 for a total of negative 79,361,383. You're basically the one that is going to win you this draft. Despicable Me crossed the 300 million mark and is at 306,813,720 on a budget of 76 million for a total of positive 230,812,720.
My god.
That is just crazy.
I can't believe how much it's getting.
Then you have the Way Back, which made about 5 million this weekend. It is up to 9,077,255 on a budget of 4.6 million for a total of positive 4,477,255. Girl Most Likely, I still have no budget. I looked again.
Let's
there's
say
nothing.
6 million.
6
Let's
million.
just put it out
I'd say
there.
the budget's like 250 on that one. And it made like
It was
nothing.
all CG. Was it you,
It's
Jay, that I
that-
was talking to you about? Like, what if it was like all CG? They had to reshoot the ending.
It's all
they
motion
had,
capture.
Yeah.
It's got Brad Pitt in there.
Yep.
It's actually Kristen Wiig.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
I
So
was
Girl
gonna
Most
say that
Likely-
wasn't Kristen Wiig. That was actually Jamie Foxx in a motion capture the entire time.
That's right. Girl Most Likely made another about $1 million this weekend. It's up to 1,218,029.
Which,
on
by
a
the way,
budget of nothing.
we could say 6 mil. I'm guessing it's around the same as Way Back. So if we want to throw in a number like 6 mil, it's fine.
All right. I'll do that in a minute. Your last movie, Red 2, which opened last weekend, is now at, which just hurts me because I love this movie and I hate seeing it doing bad. It's at 35,011,553 on a budget of 84 million for a total of negative 48,988,447.
Well, welcome to the fucking club, Nick, because I have Pacific Rim.
Yeah,
I knew that was gonna happen. I just felt like Red, when it first came out, it was like such a niche thing, but it found its market. And Red 2, nobody was asking for it. Nobody wanted it to come out.
And actually,
I didn't know it was
after
coming.
I read your total, Tim, I forgot to read Jay's total because we were ripping on Wolverine. So I'll read yours, Tim, and then I'll go back to Jay.
Perfect.
That's right. So, Tim, your total is up to altogether positive 166,474,097.
Why am I last again somehow? You managed to just skip me.
We're just bringing you down. That's what we do in this podcast. We have nothing else to talk about.
And Jay, with Wolverine, Turbo, Pacific Rim, Lone Ranger, all those doing bad, you are at a total of negative 218,956,849.
I regret nothing.
Now, Jay, I could give you all my money, and I'm still beating you.
Tim,
But let me say this. Okay, we'll move past that. Two things. with the movies that are on my draft, Despicable Me 2, that is blowing my mind that it's making that much money.
That's crazy.
That is insane. The fact that Monsters University was 185 mil. This was made for 76 million.
76.
Yeah, 76 million. And for it to be doing this, even this weekend, it was still doing amazing at the box office. And then
Yeah, it's still on here.
right, it's incredible. And so also it's does it feel like it's having a long run?
That's
Like-
what I said. Yeah, it's been out for what? About a month now. It's still
Yeah.
on. It's doing great.
Yeah, they're still doing it.
Well,
So-
how are you surprised by that when we're still adding budget to this, The Purge and what the internship?
Well,
I'm
I'm
not surprised.
yeah.
Well, if the budget or the amounts weekly for those are pennies. I just add them because
These
hey,
are still
it's
kicking up.
money.
This is still like a relevant movie. More and more people are going to see this. Despicable Me
even-
too.
Yeah.
Also, I want to say way back, more people are seeing that now. Like just this past week, I've had 2 people say, "Hey, have you seen the Way Back?" I said, "Yeah, I've seen it." So it's just like people are going to see this independent film, which is
And
arguably it's an.
I
It
about
opened
popped a
quite a
blood
bit.
vessel when I saw your comment, Tim. The way back is way winning. Stupid. God, cornballer.
Absolutely, and
Don't touch
I
the corn
love
baller.
it.
It's banned in America.
And you know what, Jay? There you have it.
There. All right. Where were we going before I popped in
Wolverine.
with
Wolverine.
the stupid joke? Wolverine.
Did anybody
I don't
see
think I'll
it?
go
Did anybody
I
see it? Does
didn't
anybody give a
know.
shit about it?
Well, I thought it was an action. It's a sequel to Origins, is it not?
To
the Wolverine Origins?
Semi-sequel. They're all kind of
But
keeping the same.
it's
thread.
supposed to tie in to the next Days of Future Past movie.
Yeah, it's more
Which-
of that I think than a
than an
sequel to
Origins sequel.
Yeah.
Was
So I probably
Wolverine
will
ever
see
a
it.
liked? Was Wolverine ever a liked hero? Is it-
Wolverine's like the #1 most popular X-Men character, if I'm not mistaken.
No.
Of X-Men, yeah, I'd say of X-Men he probably is.
Oh man. Yeah.
and
I
just
never.
he's probably in the top 3 Marvel universe.
No.
I'm gonna fact check that.
Yeah,
Fact check it.
I'm
Fact
I'm
check
pretty
it.
sure.
He's
Keep
not the
talking
top
while I fact
3.
check.
But Wolverine.
Wolverine,
Never
Spider-Man.
Wolverine never interested me. Don't you think Iron Man is up there? Isn't that?
Wolverine, Spider-Man, Iron Man. Those are your top 3.
Wolverine is in the top 3 from the Marvel universe.
The
Yeah,
list
just
I'm looking at
characters.
right now, here's one. I'll look up more just to see if they're all the same. The #1 on this list is the Wolverine.
What?
Let's see if I can find
Clearly the
list.
numbers aren't showing it.
Dude, Wolverine's huge.
Oh, get out.
Now this list.
numbers aren't-
Let me jump down to #1
The-
here.
well, I'm not surprised that the numbers aren't huge for the Wolverine because a lot of the comic book fans didn't like Origins, and they probably, like me, think that this one
Now this one
is another
this,
dud.
Yeah, this list throws me off because the #1 Marvel character is Doctor Doom.
Awesome. Doctor Doom's such a badass
That's
villain.
cool, and Wolverine comes in at #11. Let me check. IGN will have a good one.
So we know that Iron Man, is definitely. Listen. Aside from the comics, I'm thinking in terms of the movies. Like,
Wolverine
what
is
is
#2 on that one, Jay.
I think the biggest Marvel franchises for films are probably the X-Men, Spider-Man,
Spider-Man
and
for
the
sure.
Iron Man films.
I think it's Spider-Man,
Spider-Man, Iron Man, X-Men.
Okay.
Those are the two big
I think
Marvel
those
ones.
are, those are your main 3. And now, if you count the Avengers in that, but there's only been one, so.
All the
Yeah.
Avenger movies are probably going to be taken over because you got Thor 2 coming out, Spider-Man 2 is coming out, which is supposed to tie in with the Avengers, they said.
I'm getting really
Captain America 2.
superhero fatigued.
Winter
Really?
Soldier.
Ugh.
You're getting tired of superheroes? We haven't even gotten to Kick-Ass 2 yet.
I can't wait.
Just no super ticket of like I was reading an article today about all the movies coming out in 2015 already. It's 2 years away, and there's hundreds of them in that summer, and like I'd say 50-60% of them are superhero movies, and it's got to stop. They're getting so
No.
No,
and they're
it's not going to
it's
stop.
really
They
just so no, it's not going to stop. I'm just saying I'm getting a little fatigued.
Okay.
If you read some comics, though, Nick, there's a lot of good ones they could do that they probably won't because they're just
But that's
too
what I'm
violent.
getting at. The problem is they won't.
And they all look
I
the
know.
same after a while.
They're all the same.
Dare to
one comes along and it's changes it. Like when Dark Knight came out, now they all had to be dark and gritty.
Yeah, they all became
Avengers
Dark
come
Knight.
out, now they're all getting a bit more lighter, kind of. It's just I don't know.
But I think,
I
I think in
Thor
contrast, that's what I like
It seems
about Kick-Ass. Kick-Ass was not following any of those suits.
Kick-Ass looks good. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey just looks nuts.
Jim Carrey hates the fact that he's in that movie.
Yeah.
It's too funny
He
that he did
hates
that.
it with a passion.
I regret everything I've done. Did he say he didn't even regret it? He just said he doesn't like.
No,
He-
he
he
does
didn't
not
say-
condone the violence that is in a
Yeah,
film like
he
that.
can't agree with the violence in a film like that after the. 'cause
But I
they
will
filmed
support it by
'cause
being a
apparent- 'cause-
character.
Well, because supposedly they filmed it like early last year before
And then the
shooting
the
in the
kid
elementary
shootings.
school and all the
But I
violence.
mean,
that happened
even
at the end of
connecting
last
it to
year.
something like that,
Which of course those movies totally bring out in kids. Yeah, those are.
Yeah,
that's,
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
ridiculous.
stupid.
But the fact that he shot it and then he mentions that, it's like for all the people. First of all, for him to bring up real life events that comparing it to it, does he think that the crew thinks that it's okay to condone violence? Does he think that the writers and the director and everybody else involved
Well, I
condones
actually
violence?
heard a story when this was filming that the girl that plays Hit Girl, Chloe Moretz, was
Oh, I
running
love
around
her.
just stabbing
She's
people
great.
in the kneecaps.
Oh yeah,
Good.
I think she
She's
did that.
awesome.
She's not 18 yet, so hold your thoughts.
Can't talk about anything, Tim. keep it under wraps.
Yes, literally
quick
keep
question.
it under wraps.
Do I get Kick-Ass too? Who has Kick-Ass too?
I think you do.
I do think.
Yes, I do.
That's gonna be great for you, man.
I have movies I'm proud to have. they
No, you
Yeah,
don't.
they betray me. They betray me. They stab me in the back.
Did we talk about how they had to change the name of the butler?
No.
Did I bring that up? I thought
The butler?
Maybe, but I
the
wasn't
butler was like always. How
Yep,
dare you?
yep.
The butler they had to change the name because Warner Brothers was suing the Weinstein Company, saying that they own the rights to that name because they had a movie. Get this, they had a movie called The Butler that came out in 1912. It was a silent movie called The Butler, and they were suing Warner Brothers, saying they didn't have the rights to that name. They had to change it, and Warner Brothers won.
I
So
remember
they-
you talking about this.
That's
Yeah.
right. So they've now changed the name of The Butler to. They threw the director's name above it. It is now Lee Daniels, The Butler.
Nice. Nice.
What
How
a
stupid.
cheap. I just the only reason I brought that up is I was looking at the movies for next month and saw Lee Daniels, The Butler, on my list.
Well, let's talk about that because
Leon, the professional.
let's talk about this because we don't have many movies left in the summer draft.
We officially technically we have the Smurfs left for July, which is Wednesday on the 31st, and then now it's
Gross.
our last month. It's August.
How
yeah.
many weeks after the last movie are we gonna wait?
I always wait a couple.
Yeah.
For
Because
what?
that way the last two movies or the last couple weekends have enough time to get look at World War Z.
I'm gonna need a little give time with Elysium.
Well, Elysium's at the beginning of the month, so you should be fine, or towards the middle.
That looks pretty sweet. It kind of reminds me of District 9, just the look of it.
Yeah.
Same director, I believe.
They're
Is it?
They're
Yeah, it's the
kicking
same
up.
guy.
They're kicking up the marketing for it. You're seeing it a lot more in ads and everything, print and yeah. We'll see what happens with it. Should be really interesting. It's what is it? The last big budgeted movie of the summer? You think? I think it's the.
I would bet
Oh.
you Mortal Instruments is probably a bigger budget than that.
You
'Cause
think?
that's
That
another
is.
young adult.
It looks
thing.
so terrible.
I
Mortal
hope not,
Instruments?
'cause I have it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The City of Boners.
I'd say that's probably the last big budget one.
Yeah. But I think Elysium, it's gonna. We'll see. It's gonna need a little give time to make back its budget, but overall, it
Damon.
should be.
I gotta
should
say
be all right.
though, my most anticipated movie of August has to be The World's End.
Yes.
That is probably my most anticipated.
Well, that's a movie right
Mhm.
there that could potentially make its money back in the first weekend. The second
and
one.
it's mine.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
That's gonna be.
I'm going.
You know what's gonna be funny, Nick? Between you and I,
Nick,
is
do you
want to
go with me to the
end.
midnight showing for that or the early release?
If they have an early one, yeah, I hate midnights.
I see a lot of 8 p.m.s and 10 p.m.s now before
Yeah,
midnight one.
Owaso's been doing a lot of pretty much every week. They've been doing 8 p.m. So
I like
I'm
that.
good with that.
It's fun.
Yeah, I think World's End is gonna be it's gonna be a moneymaker for you,
Amazing.
Nick.
I
It's
hope
gonna be so good.
because Nick Frost was on Conan last week and they showed a clip from it and just a
Well, those
60
guys were
second
at
clip was
Comic
so
Con.
damn
Those guys were
funny.
showing stuff at Comic Con, and they were there and promoting it. And I think they're getting the word out about it. They're doing everything they can to, and people are already fans. So I don't, that movie could not even have any marketing and still do well.
And budget wise, I don't see the budget being all that much. So
No, probably, under 100 mil for sure. So.
yeah,
That should be really exciting. Yeah, I think it's going to come down to neck and neck. I don't know. We'll see what it's like for me. I am a little weary about Elysium. I think it's going to do well, but I am weary about it. I'm not sure if it's going to make back its budget or not.
I will
well,
say
let me
this.
hold on.
Tim.
Let me throw us in real quick while we were talking about. I don't think that's going to cost much. Hot Fuzz cost $8 million.
Oh wow!
So if
But
World's End is anywhere
I'm
near,
pretty sure
no.
World's End will definitely be more than that.
It's going to be more. It'll probably be double.
Inflation
20
wise, yeah, it's got to be more. But even if it's double, I'm perfectly fine with that.
That's what I was saying. Is even if it's like 20 mil, it's still going to be, say, opening the 30 in a week and a half.
Yeah, I'm gonna look and see if they have they do have a budget. It is $20 million.
Well, there you have it.
Boom.
God damn it,
Boom. Boom.
Tim.
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Jay.
I was pretty confident in my lead last draft that we did.
Yeah.
The winter draft.
Yes.
I was whooping ass. I was taking your names,
Iron
and
Man.
I knew Nick was gonna catch up with Iron Man 3. Like, I still blame not getting Iron Man 3 for my failure right now. I
Yeah.
still blame that.
Well, that's
you
why
would
I'm
have beat
scared.
me.
I
You would have
couldn't
beat
be-
me, Jay, if you would won that Olympus Has Fallen.
I would not have beaten you.
No?
You would. You were.
It had
like,
to have been. It would have been.
You were like 28 million ahead of me.
Oh, okay. So it would have been only okay. I thought it was only 10 million off.
It was 10
I
million
had a bit.
extra.
I do have a fear. That's why I'm looking at this, because it also hurts that it's his last movie. That does not.
As
help
much as I
at
want
all.
you to lose, I want you to win because Nick has won every single one of them so far.
I am the underdog here. Let's face
Well, look
it.
at it this way, Tim. I have the World's End is right after Mortal Instruments. So anything Mortal Instruments screws up, the World's End's just gonna fix
But
it.
Mortal
so
Instruments.
It's not gonna be. It's
Mortal
not gonna be an
Instruments
addition.
can't be more than 100 mil.
I can look and see.
No,
but
have you seen the special effects in that movie?
Does it look
I say
awful?
it's
It's gonna be. I say it's over 100.
I like
Really?
this idea of how we're going into August. So let's go movie by movie and see what you guys think of its chances. So like next week is Smurfs.
Oh man,
I'm okay
Percy
with it.
Jackson is gonna kill you. I just realized you have that.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's gonna kill you.
Two
Smurfs,
two guns
Smurfs
for you,
2.
Jay.
Hang on.
I think I'll do good on that. A lot of Denzel fans.
Wait,
Probably, yeah.
Jay, hold on.
It's Denzel.
Smurfs
Wah, wah,
2.
wah, wah.
Smurfs 2 is gonna kill Nick. I'm confident
I know.
in this. I'm confident. I don't care about World's End anymore. I just realized you have Smurfs 2.
I just see a bunch of Smurfs stabbing Nick to death. I don't know why. It's fine.
You're bleeding blue.
Just in the shower. Why, God?
Let me see what the first
You
one
will
made,
blue
'cause
yourself
I
with-
feel like the first one did well, so I'm hoping the second
The
one.
first
No,
one was
no,
successful, I thought.
Yeah, the first one
I don't care that it was
made
successful.
the first
Smurfs
one
2. Look at
cost 100 million and that made 563 at the box office.
Smurfs 2. It's gonna kill you. That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna go on record right now and say I am gonna do fine with the Smurfs.
All right. Well, listen to this. Not only do you have Smurfs 2, but you've got Percy Jackson's son. You got that coming up, and that is an expensive as hell movie. You got Mortal
Well,
Instruments
here's-
as an expensive hell movie. So
Here's my thing with Percy Jackson. The first one did awful, so I can't think that the studio would have given them a lot to make a sequel.
it's
2
gonna
looks
be 100
decent.
mil at least.
I'm fine
2
with
looks
that too.
decent.
But still,
2 looks decent.
If it's 100 million or lower, I'm fine with that. If it's 100 million, go right ahead. It's not 225. Like,
it's no Hunger Games.
Lone Rangers.
Hunger Games 2 trailer looks amazing.
Yes, it does.
That's
So,
gonna be
alright,
that'll be in the fall. Wait, no, we're in the fall draft.
No, this
we're
is
in the summer draft.
Fall
The
draft.
fall draft will be Hunger Games, correct?
Yes, because it comes out in November, I believe.
But
I'm gonna need a roll for that one.
Percy Jackson, I'm not confident in. I feel good about this. As we review your last movies, I feel very confident. I'm maybe not
Real-
too confident, but I am scared about World's End for you because I think you're going to do well with that.
Oh, yeah. And
I'm
then
gonna
you
leave
have,
it to I'm gonna leave it to the 5 fans to decide how we choose our draft picks next time. Because rolling a dice is lame as hell. And
All right. Well, here's the
I
thing.
don't-
I think we're gonna have a couple more people in the draft next time. So
Then-
I know.
we're gonna have to find a
we're
new
gonna
way
have
to
to
do
have
it.
a separate one because it is hell already trying to keep track of our numbers for 3 people.
Well, we'll figure it out.
We'll talk
work
about that
something-
once we're done with this
Yeah,
podcast.
We'll work something out.
we'll get to
But
that, yeah,
all right,
'cause
so
it
let's
is just hell.
let's move
But,
on to
So
let's move on to the
Planes.
movies. No, you forgot one. We're the
What did I
Millers.
forget? Well, no, Planes is first.
Oh, Planes is for. All right, they're both August 9th, so
Yeah. So is it, I have on my list. I'm going off the list. So I have
All right.
Planes is
All right.
yours, Tim.
okay. Planes is going to do real shitty, but it's not a big budget, so I'm not worried
What's
about
it
it.
budgeted at?
It's like 25 mil or something like that.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's
Nick-
not even I didn't even see Pixar on the movie poster. When last time I was at the theater, I went over to the movie poster. I didn't even see their logo on it. I know it's through Pixar, but it's like a sidearm of Pixar. So it's not even it's like here we have
All
this
they're
extra cash.
all they're
go make
putting
this.
on the poster is just from the world above cars. That's the only
Right.
connection to
Right.
anything Pixar.
Right. They almost want nothing
Nick.
to do with this movie.
Me.
Guys, what if the next one is trains, and then we have planes, trains, and we already have automobiles?
Nice.
That'll be the trilogy. They merge
You
them
now
all
have
together.
to when this
Planes,
is over,
trains,
Jay,
cars.
You have to go online and you have to email Disney and you have to tell them to do this.
Please tell them,
I
Jay.
demand
We
the
will.
Trains
The
movie.
three of us will write it. We will write it.
And it'd be great if somewhere in each of those somehow we just always missed it. You see the 2 characters from that just somewhere. You know?
Like on the highway,
Yeah.
going the wrong way.
yeah,
yeah.
they just go the wrong way. You know.
Well, listen.
and
So
then-
Dane Cook is the lead in this
Unlike
movie.
me.
Is it gonna? Dane Cook is not. You know, as much as he's a great
I hate
guy,
him.
he's not a
I
guy
hate
that's
Dane
bringing
Cook.
in people to see movies. You know.
You know what's funny? I just saw his greatest hits, and it was titled "I Did My Best." And I started laughing.
Which is about right.
Like that's such a great title for you.
About right. Yeah.
I did my best. That's
Nice.
all I can do. For
Nice. Yeah, but Planes, we'll see what happens with it. You know, it's a small budget, but you know, I think unfortunately I'm not going to be able to see the premiere of it. It's actually premiering here at a local air show. The director's gonna be here and he's showing it Saturday night before it's even out in theaters.
This cast is just awful. The
but-
only person on here is basically Dane Cook, and then it's Terry Hatcher and a bunch of people I don't know. Oh, but they've also got John Ratzenberger, even though it's not a Pixar movie.
Right, and the thing is with John Ratzenberger, and this was kind of tricky. That's why I'm saying Pixar, their association with it is so sketchy, but yet they still have John Ratzenberger in it, who's in every single one of the Pixar movies. So I don't.
Yeah.
It's almost like Pixar doesn't want to admit that this is a part of their world.
Yeah.
So it's a little sketchy what's happening there behind the scenes, but we'll see what happens with it. Now it's interesting because I have 2 other movies coming out on the 9th.
Elysium.
I have Elysium coming out, which we talked about. And then on the 9th, we also have We're the Millers. This is the Jason Sudeikis, Jennifer Aniston, and Emma Roberts. This is the comedy.
and Jennifer Aniston again is like super. Not that she's a slut in real life, but like her character, she's like a stripper in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she gets kind of
Super
whored
hot.
up, like in Horrible Bosses.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which she had went on record and said that her character being in Horrible Bosses, where she got to really just let loose and be just a
Be
foul-mouthed,
herself.
horrible person. She said that it was the most fun she's done. So it's kind of cool to see her being able to continue doing that because she was awesome in Horrible Bosses.
Oh, really?
You got to give me that dong, Dale. Who says this?
I
Who
was
says
watching
these
that-
things?
I was watching that yesterday, and oh my god!
Yes,
I
me
died
too.
every time
Me too,
at that
me
part.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a good movie.
When he starts shouting "rape," that was rape. This is rape. That's a rape. So good.
You've raped me. This is what rape is. This is rape.
Jay
Right!
and I were talking about how
Yeah.
Charlie needs to lead in a movie.
Yes, he does.
He desperately needs to lead.
But my fear is that if he leads in a movie and starts doing movies, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia will end, and I don't want that.
No,
That's gonna end in a couple seasons, I bet.
I hope not.
And
But
they're
It'll
writing a.
end when DeVito dies.
They're all they're working together to make a new a new comedy series that's set in space.
Well, listen to this.
It's gonna be- I
Glenn
can't wait.
Howerton just is in a new movie that was produced by College Humor, which is exclusive online.
know.
Yeah, called Coffee Town.
I
So
don't like
we
Glenn
know.
Howerton, so I
Yeah.
probably wouldn't watch it.
Well,
Tim's obsessed with this.
but that's what I'm
movie.
saying.
I
It's like
see that,
they're
yeah.
all doing their own things. You know, they're all doing separate things now.
Mhm, except Mac.
Except Mac, yeah.
Yeah, he was
The only
trying to
thing,
fluctuate his
literally
weight.
the only thing I've seen Mac in that was not Philadelphia was he was on a few episodes of Lost.
Ah,
Only thing I've seen him in.
Nice.
Except that.
He was in Law and Order, and so was Charlie.
Were they?
Both of them were like in Law and Order episodes.
that's awesome.
So yeah, we have Millers, and then after that, Jay has the Butler, or sorry, Lee Daniels, the Butler, which
I also don't I have Your Next?
that's it. That's the last movie of the thing itself.
Sweet.
That's with The World's End, I think.
That'll make its money.
So the Butler, I don't know, Jay. You should do fine. I don't expect the budget to be that high. I think that's another King's
The
Speech
Butler.
type situation.
So here's the great thing
I
about
love
Jay,
that movie.
though, is his movies are, again, really small budgets, the last ones.
You played small ball in the last month here, Jay. That could be you could win this, Jay. You could
come back.
dethrone me.
How great would that be if Jay came back and beat us both?
I would not.
If
be
we
angry.
each, it'd be so awesome if we had like a triple header clinch at the very end.
and then the thing
be
that
awesome.
and then the thing that seals it is whoever correctly guessed Jobs opening weekend.
Did we do that?
Yeah,
What can you
and if
remind me of what that
and if
was
you
again?
get it,
it's,
if you get it again, Nick.
yeah. It's
If you
whoever's-
get it,
it's
I will
whoever's- Go ahead, Jay. Say what
If
you
you
want to do
get
to
it-
me.
I'm gonna blue myself. I'm gonna dress up as a Smurf, and I'm gonna stab you to death. As in,
I
like,
would
from
welcome
this-
that.
from
No,
this-
And
Jobs-
then, and then, wait a
podcast.
minute, and then I'm gonna kick your ass 2 times.
yeah. Jobs is the closest person without going over. So
But-
Tim, you
yeah.
guessed 52. Jay guessed 60, and I guessed 44
For opening weekend?
for opening
For
weekend.
opening,
for
the
Jobs.
full weekend, not
Yes.
just the opening day.
Oh, did
gonna
yeah?
s-
It's weekend. We did that for Olympus, just the whole opening weekend.
So then what did, what, can you tell me what everyone said again? I'm writing them down.
Oh, you said 52.
Yeah.
These are all millions. Jay said 60, and I said 44.
Nick
It'll
is
make
gonna win.
$60.
Nick is
It
gonna
makes-
win. I don't know why the hell I was thinking 52. I don't know
Yeah,
why Jay was thinking 60.
The reception. 'cause,
We all might lose.
Some
The
people
full
have seen this
weekend.
now have.
It's gonna make more than 40.
I think it's gonna
the
be like
probably
tracking
get it.
for it isn't doing
Can I
that
change
well.
mine?
The reception so far hasn't been that good.
Can we change? Can I
It's
change
probably gonna-
mine?
No, you
I bet it'll make 59, Tim, making you the winner, and I'm gonna be over by like 100,000.
I'd be so happy.
So
That'd be funny.
what does the winner get?
An extra what
10
was it,
million.
10 million we add, yeah.
10
same,
million.
Same as the other one.
So okay, well I don't know why I chose 52, and I have no idea why Jay chose 60. But Nick,
he'll win
congratulations! You might as well add 10 mil.
What's going to be great is if it's lower than 44 and none of us get it.
I think it's gonna be 32. Actually, that's what I want to change mine to. I would love to make
if-
it 32.
Look
Can-
at the bright side, Jay. If it's lower than that, no one wins.
Are we truly locked in?
Yes.
Oh damn,
Yeah, that make it fun.
damn.
Okay, so back to the list. Then you have Kick-Ass Jay, which I think you should do good on that. I don't know what the budget is, but
I'll do good.
I didn't see people clamoring for a sequel, but well, they're gonna get
Yes, we did.
it.
Yes,
Yes, we did.
yes, we did.
And then Tim, you have Paranoia, which I just now have started seeing commercials for on TV.
I don't know what it's about. Don't know anything about it.
I do not know the plot. All I know is that it's got a bald Harrison Ford and Gary Oldman.
And I know
bald
it's
Harrison Ford.
it's very small budget. So,
I just want my family back.
It's basically him screaming at Gary Oldman that he wants his family, and Gary Oldman shouting, "This is my plane!" You know, doing his same thing from what was it, Air Force One. So
yeah.
I want my family back.
he escapes as Azkaban and goes after Harrison Ford and
Yes.
steals his family.
Yes, he's fighting Voldemort.
And then we have, which we kind of talked about, these two, Mortal Instruments and The World's End. And then you have Your Next, Jay, which is the last one. So,
Well, I think it's going to be a little. I don't know if we can call it a fight to the finish, but
It'll be interesting.
A curious exploration.
this last month is a lot of small ball.
to
I think.
watch.
You know, the June and July were really big, blockbuster summer stuff. Now I think August is going to be our small ball month, where we're going to try to, put some Band-Aids on the wounds that are Pacific Rim and Lone Ranger.
Man, I completely forgot you had Percy Jackson, and I wish you the best of luck with that.
Yeah.
That is going to be a bomb.
You're gonna need stitches after that.
I'll just be. It'll basically be a piece of glass stuck in my head, and I'll be shouting, "Oh my God! Do I take it out or do I leave it in? Do I take it out or do I leave it
The
in?"
problem is, when the first Percy Jackson came out, that was pre-Hunger Games, right? And that was, It was
It was
post.
still
it
it
was
was
way
still
before it.
during Harry Potter too.
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Wait, was it during Harry Potter or post Harry Potter?
No, it was right
During.
around the end of Harry Potter. I think
That's what I was gonna say.
Percy
So it
Jackson
was around
No,
the end of Harry
middle.
Potter, and it was pre-Hunger Games. But now we're
Yeah.
post Harry Potter and post first Hunger Games. Saw the trailer for so Percy is like the weird third cousin there.
Yeah, I couldn't believe when I found out they were making the sequel because I, for one, liked the first one because I've read all the books and to me it was a decent movie.
Is this the same kid as the
yeah,
Perks of
it's,
Being a
yeah,
Wallflower?
as far as I know, it's yeah. It's all the same
Logan
cast.
Lerman, I believe, right?
Yes.
Well, he's a good actor. He is
bad.
good in Perks of Being a
Like I
Wallflower. I
said,
don't know how he is at
the
fighting
cast
sea
in the
monsters.
first one. The cast in the first one was very good. I mean, they got Steve Coogan to play Hades, the guy from Hamlet 2,
Yep.
which I think is awesome.
Awesome.
You know, I mean,
That is all. I might go. I
They've
might go
got-
see that then.
I don't know if he's in this one, but he's in the book, so hopefully he'll pop up in this one. But he's in the first one. I mean, it was a good cast. It just couldn't capture the gold Harry Potter ad. I just don't think the fan base wasn't as big. But I mean,
No.
this one's got Stanley Tucci.
Well, let's face it, the fan base was a little bit younger too. It's like Percy Jackson is like what you read before you get into Harry Potter.
In the first one, what was? Oh, yeah, Uma Thurman was in the first one too.
Yeah,
So
but we'll
as
we'll see
Medusa.
how it goes. I don't know. I'm a little
it'll get my money because I'm interested in seeing it. So
Sure.
that's-
All right.
it's fine
Sure.
with me.
all right.
I think we've gone on long enough here.
No games
feel
this
stupid.
week. This is
No
a big
games.
game.
No, I didn't even get any.
That's all right. I wasn't expecting any. I didn't really want to play any games really. So anyway,
All right, well, I have one which watch this or watch this or do that. Watch
right.
the Wolverine or get an enema.
An enema.
where
I'll watch the Wolverine. I'd
not
like to
good.
watch the Wolverine while getting an enema. If I
now is the enema just someone handing it to me, or is it someone handing it to me up my butt?
They're doing it to you.
could. Not.
And I only bring up the enema because I just watched
But I,
Dracula.
Because you
I want
just
it done
had
next
one.
to someone talking or checking their phone during the movie. Like each time a phone screen goes up. All right, we're doing an enema right over there.
Well, then you're the guy from Dracula Dead Loving It, Jay. Give him an enema.
Throw it up there.
Put him in a straight jacket, and then give him an enema. So,
Well, they love their enemas. They're up there. All
You need-
right.
They're up there.
and there you have it.
And there you have it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I guess we'll be off
Ugh.
on our merry way with that very thought. I guess we'll unless there's nothing else to talk about, we'll see everyone next time.
Next weekend's not going to be very exciting.
Catheters.
Way to end the podcast on a high note. All right, excuse me, I've got to go enema to clench.